we came into the space. And once we came into the space, being in the same space for more than a decade is also kind of confusing on one side, and on the other side, I'm also thinking, have we seen all the changes that we wanted to see when we came in to the space? Is it going well? Is this what we really, is this really what all of us wanted when we came into the space? Why did we come into the space? Different people have different reasons. And even today, to come and listen to this talk, all of us would have our own different reasons and different background. And so I think, given that, and also we have, myself and Rajasi, we will be hosting more such meetings and discussions and events all through this month, because everyone knows May is the menstrual health hygiene month. So we all would love to see more action happening in this part of the world during this time. So this is kind of a start to it, kind of setting a stage for it. And uh, I'm just going to start from my own perspectives, because I think I already started saying few things, so it kind of makes
Uh,
sense for me to.
Sorry to interrupt,
Yeah,
Kavya.
yeah.
I Anuradha, you have to leave early, right?
No, no, no. I'm done. I'm done with the previous meeting.
Okay, okay, okay.
That was the
Sure.
previous meeting. Yes, yes.
No,
I'm
no.
done.
Anuradha has to leave around
She
8:30, so we
okay. So
can
let's
have her.
start with her.
Yes, yes.
Yes,
Yes,
great,
thank
great,
you.
great. Sure. Thank you, Anuradha. Let's start with you.
Okay.
And Anuradha, instead of giving a big introduction, I think what I would love to do at this point is tell that you are the proud owner of Anuba Innovations, and then I'll just give you two questions. And maybe with that, we'll also get to know you even better. I think a lot of us know you already, but then, yeah, this would be getting to know few aspects about you, which we all don't know from the past. So, one is, how did you start working in this menstrual health and hygiene space? And also, how has your personal journey as a menstruator contributed to this work? So, your own
So
journey as to why and how you started, and how being a menstruator also has contributed.
okay. um so is it okay अगर मैं थोड़ा हिंदी में
हाँ
बात
हाँ,
करूँ तो
Hindi में
आई एम मोर
please, please.
कंफर्टेबल इन हिंदी.
No problem, no problem.
ओके.
You're
सो
welcome.
मैं एक्चुअली इकोफेम की क्लाइंट थी. इकोफेम के बहुत सारे पैड्स मैंने यूज किए हैं. आई एम वेरी हैवी ब्लीडर ऑल्सो. सो इन बीइंग अ टेक्सटाइल पर्सन मुझे लग रहा था कि ये स्पेस में फैब्रिक इज नॉट अवेलेबल. फैब्रिक की वैरायटीज नहीं है जो स्पेशली इस सेगमेंट के लिए हो. तो उस पॉइंट से मेरी जर्नी शुरू हुई थी. तो जर्नी ये शुरू नहीं हुई थी कि मुझे पैड बनाना है. जर्नी ये शुरू हुई थी कि मुझे इस सेगमेंट के लिए फैब्रिक डेवलप करना है. सो नॉट ओनली अबाउट फैब्रिक, यार्न, फैब्रिक, फाइबर्स, डिफरेंट ट्रीटमेंट्स जो इसके ऊपर होती है, लैब टेस्टिंग वगैरह. तो काइंड ऑफ मुझे लग रहा था कि जो गारमेंट के लिए फैब्रिक्स बन रहे हैं वो कहीं ना कहीं हम पैड्स के लिए यूज कर रहे हैं, और दोनों के स्टैंडर्ड्स काफी अलग हैं. तो मेरा वहां से रिसर्च शुरू हुआ था कि इसमें कौन से फैब्रिक ज्यादा सुटेबल हो. तो दिस इज हाउ माय जर्नी स्टार्टेड. एंड योर सेकंड क्वेश्चन इज हाउ आई कंट्रीब्यूटेड. तो ऑफ कोर्स हमने बहुत सारे फैब्रिक्स के स्टैंडर्डाइज किए हुए हैं. उसके जो ट्रीटमेंट्स हैं, काफी सारी फैब्रिक हमने स्पेशली इस सेगमेंट्स के लिए इन्वेंट किए हैं, रीडिजाइन भी किए हैं, और उसको डिफरेंट यार्न, डिफरेंट फाइबर के साथ अलग अलग ट्रीटमेंट करके इस सेगमेंट के लिए कैसे किया जाए, जैसे लैब टेस्टिंग हम पास कर सके. तो वो सारे ट्रीटमेंट डिफाइन किए, उसके पैरामीटर सेट किए हुए हैं. सेकेंड, इस सेगमेंट के लिए हम मशीनरीज डेवलप कर रहे हैं. सो अगर प्रोडक्शन हाई करना है, कल उठ के अगर 4 करोड़, 50 करोड़, 500 करोड़ पैड्स बनाने हैं, तो इट्स नॉट पॉसिबल कि हम जो सादी सिलाई मशीन है उस पर हो सके. तो उसके लिए ऑटोमाइज मशीन हम डेवलप कर रहे हैं. बिग स्केल पे इन्वेंट हो चुकी है, लेकिन थोड़े स्मॉल स्केल पे अभी हमारा उसके ऊपर काम चल रहा है. तो फैब्रिक, मशीन एंड थर्ड, इसका काफी सारे डिजाइन पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से हमने सोचा कि थोड़े क्रिएटिव डिजाइन होने चाहिए. तो थोड़ा उसमें इनोवेशन लाने की हम कोशिश कर रहे हैं. Yeah, and then
Cool,
okay.
great. Short and sweet, but then that was very important. Thank you, Anuradha, for starting with this. And also, let me ask you one more question. That is, and this is a second question because also you need to leave. I'm just giving you this question right away. Um, Now it's been 10 years since this MHM celebration is also happening. So I would like to know if there's any policy change that you are also looking forward to see in this space.
आ, मुझे लग रहा है कि लोग बहुत ज्यादा फोकस ये कर रहे हैं कि कितना हम चीप इसको कर सके प्रोडक्ट को, वेदर इज पीरियड पैंटी और पैड कुछ भी। मुझे लग रहा है कि थोड़ा हमें फोकस शिफ्ट करना चाहिए कंफर्ट की तरफ। क्योंकि आज अगर हम लोग सोचे कि ब्रा जैसी आज है वैसी ना ना होती, अगर ब्रा में ग्रूमिंग ना होती तो आज हम क्या कपड़े पहनते थे ब्रा की जगह पे। आज अपने पास ब्रा में या पैंटी में वैरायटीज है, स्पोर्ट्स के लिए अलग है, जिम के लिए अलग है, सब अलग अलग चीजें के लिए है, इवन इनर वेयर के लिए अलग है, सब कुछ अलग अलग। तो मुझे लग रहा है कि ये सेगमेंट में भी एक ग्रूमिंग की जरूरत है, तो थोड़ा
Hello,
फोकस चेंज की जरूरत है इसमें।
hello, ma'am.
Great.
I am Arna Nandakumar. I can't understand Hindi.
ओ
Will
माय
you
गॉड।
please
बट
explain English or Tamil?
मेरा इंग्लिश काफी टूटा फटा है, लेकिन आई
Okay, no
ट्राई टू
problem, no
कम्युनिकेट।
problem. I think maybe I can try rephrasing it for you, Arna. Uh,
Okay.
Not a problem at all. It happens when you're, in India and we have such a variety of languages. So this is quite possible. And I think as long as we all have people who knows languages across, this is great that we are able to share it. So she was talking about how she came into this field because she was keen on fabric standardization, especially because as a heavy bleeder, she felt that it was important to have good quality of cloth and Anuradha also has a background in textile design, so that kind of gave her an edge, uh, to make it better and create and redesign and innovate different new fabrics. And also, second thing that she has been focusing on is on creating machines for automized production of cloth pads. And she has a variety of amazing, beautiful looking pads. I think very happy looking pads also. So I think for me, that was the best part of when I saw her pads. And she was also saying what kind of policy change she wanted to envision at the 10th year is that one is definitely cheap products, but and I think she said also about comfort. And she was equating it to how we see the changes in the space of, grooming and that's happened for the brazier industry. So from being something which was hidden to now being something that's so proudly flaunted. So that comfort factor, and then people understanding that they need to invest in good quality of products. So I think that was also the change, and I think that was amazing. Thanks a lot, Anuradha. Um, Ratsi, let's go to the next person because I think these are wonderful
आई
insights
थिंक
also.
can I leave? Like I have some other
Yeah,
meeting also.
sure,
Thank
sure,
you
sure.
so much for this conversation. काफी अच्छा आपका इनिशिएटिव है।
Thank
बेस्ट ऑफ
you.
लक।
Thank you, Anuradha.
थैंक यू।
Next time फिर से आपको आराम से बुलाएंगे फुर्सत से।
या डेफिनेटली आई विल बी देयर। थैंक यू
Thank
राजेश।
you.
थैंक यू।
Bye.
बाय।
And I think let me just go on to Nitisha because she had put in a
Yeah, I
amazing
was just
point
going to
here.
suggest.
Yeah, yeah. So she was saying that, giving underserved population cheap products is also something that we've been seeing always because um, a welfare is something that we want to reach and then you want to make profits in that space. So Nitisha is also someone who runs this page Bloody Feminist. Right, Natasha, would be happy to have you also go through these same questions because I think all of us have a huge variety of responses when it comes to the same question. I think that would make this discussion very enriching. So, the same question, how did you come into this space and, you know, how has your experience as a menstruator affected your journey here?
Wow, thank you so much, Rajasi and Kavya, for creating this space. I was feeling so left out. See, all of the sessions are not happening in my time zone. How will I attend all of these webinars? But I jumped at the chance to join your session. So I started in the space in 2018. I bought my first menstrual cup in 2016. And by 2018, when I had made the switch and understood menstrual health as an intersectional issue, that's when I think I need to be doing something about it. And I've been volunteering for the last 5 years, and I've very recently started on my founder journey with Fem Future Collective. And yeah, that's how I came into the space. I started by sharing stories of people who were using sustainable period products. And that's where I started in 2018, and that's where the Bloody Feminist was born. We are now the Fem Future Collective. Um, I think my journey as a menstruator has been the utmost motivation for me. I think just going through the challenge myself, talking to other menstruators in my field, prompted me to be finding solutions, right? Otherwise, I wouldn't have thought of also, oh, what stories are we talking about? How are we not talking about periods openly as adult women, right? And sharing our challenges and issues in the space. So I think my being a menstruator definitely was something that continues to be an interesting lifeline into the work that we do, because I'm constantly still experiencing things about my body that I didn't know. I shifted geographies in the last 6 months, and my body and my cycle has changed so much. And I was like, oh, I still don't know so much about my cycle and my body. So I think, yeah, that's where I started. Yeah, I think I've answered the questions.
Great, great, great. We'll come to you back with the next round of question after we go with everyone else, because I think all these experiences are really amazing to hear. Like, even though we know a lot of everyone who's here, it's really amazing to listen to these responses. Rajsi, do you want to pick someone?
Uh, we can also go with
Alphabet.
Amiji, or
Cool,
Seema is also here.
cool, cool. Let's go with Amiji. She's also got
Yeah,
amazing experience also. Hi, you there? Ami?
yeah, yeah.
Dr. Ami, you there?
Amiji, you are here?
Hello. Hello,
Yes.
Kavya. Hello, Rajushi.
Hi. Hi,
Good
hi,
to see
hi.
you here.
Hello, hi.
Great, great, great.
My journey of as a menstrual educator began as a part of adolescent health education. I am, uh, being a doctor, I believe that prevention is better than cure. So I believe that we can, if we educate adolescent about what is adolescence, it will make, and how to be healthy, it would make a lot of difference in their lives. And that's what I started doing. And then I became aware about this green the red movement. And it sort of clicked that yes, we should be doing, we should be promoting sustainable ways of managing our menstruation. And so then I clubbed the two, and I've been doing both since last 9 years, I can say. And we
Thank
try to, I've also been a part of this Masika Mahotsav, that is a period festival that started from India. And I believe that we all, as a menstrual educator, we should try to see to it that it is normalized and easily talked about, and whatever issues that are there in that space needs to be discussed and sorted out. Okay.
Great. Thank you. Thank you.
So
And I
Amiji,
think,
I wanted to ask, like, since you're also, Amiji is also working for many years now. So Amiji, what difference did you see in these celebrations and the response you have been getting over the years? So is there any difference, or, anything, any observation you want to share?
I think slowly people have started accepting menstrual, talking about, and many people know about menstrual cup, which was not the case, say, 6, 7 years back. At least people know what menstrual cup is. cloth pad still people are not very much aware, and the availability, easy availability in say chemist shop is still very much an issue for them. So when we discuss or make people aware about these options, then the question comes that where we would get it from. Okay, and the so I think that is there. And another thing is that people are accepting to like people talk about things, which was not they are not so shy to express what they have experienced or what is troubling them related to menstruation. So if I think this is what I see as a change, gradually people are coming out and discussing it.
Thank you, Amity,
Great.
for sharing. Yeah,
I think all these are very important things which we either know, which we've forgotten, or which we still need to focus on. So it's amazing to hear these
yeah,
um,
yeah,
responses from everyone. Let's go
yeah.
to Seema.
Yeah, hi.
Hi, hi,
Good to
hi,
see you.
Seema.
Good to
Good to
see you
see you
after a
also.
long time.
Yes, after a
Yeah, and
long time. That is
thanks for
actually important.
managing this. Yeah, good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yes, Seema. So I'll just go with the same question. I think we thought Rajasi and I were thinking that this is one question. These are the two questions which would really make a lot of difference to all of us also listening, and like a refresher for all of us who's in the space. Like how did you first start working with MHM, and how has your personal journey as a menstruator contributed to this work?
my journey actually starting for when I started my work with the environment or care of the environment on my own NGO's platform. That time I was using those one time use and throw options. Being in Mumbai, I was not having the proper option to use the cloth and dry it out and all those things. So I just went with the article with Gauri's article in one of the newspaper in 2016. It was in Marathi newspaper, Lok Satta. So that thing was something a change maker in my life. So uh, connecting with Gauri, understanding about the menstrual cup, then meeting Gauri, getting a menstrual cup, all these things started in 2016. So that's how I came up with the journey of sustainable option of menstrual cup. And when I started using it, there was no looking back. Only the cup was the thing I was talking about, telling my near dear ones, my friends, my relatives, that how comfortable it is and why we should switch on. And as I was working for Say No to the Plastic Carry Bags, that is Say No to Plastic in shortly, this was again a plus thing for me to join the next project. And that's how my MHM journey started in 2016. I should really thank Rajasi over here because she is one of my big supporters since 2016. As I was not even aware about the YouTube videos and all, she was the one who introduced me with those videos and all those learning and whatever it was, joining the Green the Red campaign, the group, and all. These all things were like supportive things and giving a confidence to just push, giving a push that no, work on this and we are always there for you. So that's how GTR group always supported since 2016, 17, and all. I remember meeting Rajasi, then Hamsa in Pune, and that's how the confidence was there to talk in the people, sharing our journey with the cup, sharing our menstrual hygiene's journey with the sustainable options. And in 2017, it was when I started the awareness campaign with the groups and schools and other peoples and all. Someone just asked me about the product where we can get, and that time was not that easiest time that everybody was comfortable with the online product purchase and all. So somebody who is in silicon since last 50 plus years, I just came in connection with that person, and we just had the product with me. So taking all those 4 5 cups which I had been using, like Boond, She Cup, uh, Gauri gave me stone soup cup, all these cups, again 2 3 cups were there. So taking all the good things, I designed one cup and gave it as a Rutu name. And since 2017 February, Rajasi was there with me in that session when we introduced that cup in Pune, R&D, with the girls of the mechanical branch over there. And that's how my journey started with menstrual cup and a designer of menstrual cup actually. And while working on this, at one stage, being a I love designing clothes and all. It is my passion. So, working on this, I needed to have a second plan B like that. So, not only with menstrual cup, I thought that cloth pad is also a must thing. So, after October 2017, somewhat, I started making cloth pads. So, with the PUL thing, just searching for it, taking this cloth or that cloth, and all this trial and error things, we started doing that thing also. So, since that time, I am with cloth pads also. And now it is like I am connected with Anubha, and I have my own cloth pads with the name of Rutu, and the manufacturing is from Surat, Anuradha. So that's how my journey is with cloth pad also. So I in the December giving campaign of my NGOs, every year I have, this will be the 8th year. So every time I just select one community or a village or a school, and with the adoption of those girls and women's over there, I go with the donation, and I give them the cloth pads. So this is how my journey is with the MHM thing.
Amazing. Great. Great to know your story also, Seema. Rajasi, would you want to talk about yourself? How did you
Sure.
come into the space, and how has your journey as a menstruator, you know, changed things in your journey?
So my journey was first of all, thank you, Seema, for acknowledging me in your journey. That was lovely.
Array, you
And
are one of the I can't say that without you, my journey was really not, I wasn't able to move on, because the way you
Great,
explained me and all, that is beyond. Thank you once again.
thank
great.
you. So, so my journey actually has been quite interesting if I look back now. So, I was living in a rural area, tribal area of Chhattisgarh for 1 year, and that is where my journey started because there was actually I was working in a residential school, living inside the residential school along with some 200 girls, and we used to throw out trash every day, and we used to burn that trash just some place near our school where we were living, and we used to get irritated by all the fumes coming from the waste, and the villagers used to complain. Sometimes the dogs and cows used to take out the waste that we had buried there. So all such things were happening, and I mean, they were bothering me that there is someone picking my waste when I lived in urban area, and when I went there, there was literally no one to handle my waste. So it started from that angle, I will say. And when I started living there, because so I I was someone who lived in a town, then moved to Mumbai, and from Mumbai, I directly went to a tribal area. So for me, it was a big jump, and for me, it was a lot of unlearning that happened there. Um, but long story short, it opened me to many new ideas, and I started working on menstrual and reproductive health from there. And because I realized that the discussion is not just about waste, but it's also about our journeys, about education, so about awareness. So that is how I started working on this topic. And over the years, uh, I became a cheerleader of so many people, and I did not even realize that. So it's amazing to see so many people I could connect over the years. But one thing that I want to share is the journey of 10 years. For me, I will just sum up in one line if I want to say is I remember my first few sessions, and even after, and actually till 2017, 18, like from 2013 to 2018, we had to tell the schools and all these people that we want to conduct sessions on personal hygiene, or use words like health and nutrition and all such words, because menstrual health was such a taboo topic. We couldn't use that word. I mean, schools were like, no, 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 this is not needed. We don't talk about this. From there, when I went to the same school in 2019, the male principal told me, "Welcome, Rajasi. We were waiting for you to conduct a menstrual hygiene session." So that is something that is a very big journey for me, and that is, I feel that yes, I did something is what I felt there. So yeah.
Great to know. And I think, and I totally would agree with the part on being a cheerleader and honestly also speaking to almost everyone in this space. You really reached out, and I think that's very important because this journey also at times becomes lonely for a lot of us. Yeah, but then today we are not going to talk about the loneliness in this journey. We would definitely talk upon that and touch upon that topic on a different day because I think that's also very important. But now, for now, we'll just go ahead and listen to all the other speakers. Let me go to Ashwini. Ashwini, would you be happy to speak up? Can you unmute and speak up?
Yes, hi.
Hi, hi.
Okay,
Hi,
so
Ashwini.
thank you so
It would be
much
great
for
to hear your journey. How did you come into the space? And also, how has your personal journey as a menstruator helped shaped your work here?
sure. Am I audible?
Ye- A bit low volume, but then, yeah, still audible.
One sec. Am I audible now? Is it better?
Great. Yeah,
Oh,
yes, yes.
good. So to be very honest, my journey in this space of MHM was little selfish, but I wouldn't shy away from talking about that as well. But initially, I came to know about menstrual cups long ago. I think that was in 2015 or something. I heard that एक कप जैसा कुछ तो होता है जो अंदर घुसा देते हैं और वो सब, and I found it very funny. So it was my few of my friends and I, we were sitting over lunch, I think, and we laughed at this concept. Like, what is this? Why do we need that? Pads are there, they're comfortable, we're easily able to throw that away and everything. So I mean, that was a laughable moment for us, which now I like swear by menstrual cups. Like, that has made my life easiest, I must say. In 2017, I read a review about menstrual cup. Someone was talking that how like it has made their life easy and how it is eco-friendly. And I'm like, eco-friendly? Periods and eco-friendly, how are they matching? They can't go hand in hand. So I started studying about it. I went on Google, I read a lot of articles about it, and that's how I understand that sanitary pads are causing so much of pollution. But my main purpose of shifting to menstrual cup was because I used to travel a lot at that time, and it was very difficult to ask people where is the dustbin, where to throw the sanitary pad, or even especially when I was traveling in a train, so throw it just out of the window, and that was really painful for me. So I switched to menstrual cup. I used it for a few months and I really loved it. So now the selfish part comes into picture, that I said that I will start selling menstrual cups and earn a lot of money, and I'll leave my corporate job. So that was my motive of entering into this field, that I'm going to make people aware about menstrual cups and start earning money. However, when I started conducting these sessions, uh, women, young girls would come up to me and ask me a lot of questions that were very intimate and painful sometimes, and really triggering. Like, what am I doing? Am I here to sell menstrual cups? But there are so many more questions. I mean, I've been one of those lucky people who has a exactly 28-day cycle, no cramps, no pains, nothing at all. I mean, I welcome my periods like anything. Although my initial 2 3 period experiences have not been great, however, I'm one of those lucky people who've never had any issues around periods. So then when I heard people talking about their issues, their problems, the pain that they're going through on month and for years, um, I thought, no, Ashwini, you are doing something wrong. And that's when I started studying about menstrual cups, sorry, not menstrual cups, menstrual health, hygiene. I started reading a lot of articles. I approached doctors, gynecologists, trying to understand what is it and what is causing it. What are the solutions that we can offer to people? And now, menstrual cup is just, I would say, 5% of my entire agenda when I'm talking about menstrual health and hygiene in institution or to a group of women or staff. My major thing is to let them know what is normal period, how it should be, how you have to maintain your health and hygiene during those days and stuff like that. uh, During this journey, one of the people who really one of the person, there's this person called Milind Kaka in Nasik, who works on plastic pollution. So he was the one, because I used to be like, काका कोई नहीं बुला रहा है, no one is allowing me to talk about menstrual health. Whenever I go to people and tell them that I want to talk about periods or menstrual health and hygiene, they're like just shooing me away. He said, Ashwini, this is not a journey of a few days. It's going to be the years of your life. So he used to motivate me every now and then. He used to call me like on a weekly basis, I guess, and tell me, Ashwini, kaisa chal raha hai, how is it going, do you need any help, do you need any support, do you need any motivation? So he just made sure that I kept going, no matter how many people shooed me away in my initial days. Through this journey, I met Seema, I met Rajasi. I used to call her Rajeshri first. So Rajasi, I'm sorry for that. So yeah, Rajasi and a lot of people. I studied. I'm came in contact with the founder of Stone Soup, Malini. She's a wonderful person. And I read a lot of books written by Sinu Joseph. And those books have been an eye opener. And yeah. And now is like when in Nasik people are talking about menstrual health and hygiene, I'm one of the people, one of the names people will say like, usko bolo, Ashwini ko bulao, Ashwini ko pucho, Ashwini ko pata hai. Even there are some gynecologists who are calling me up and, like inviting me to talk in front of gynecologists. That's wonderful. So this journey has been really fulfilling, and this is um, a thing in my life that I'm not never going to leave. So I've switched so many jobs after that, but this is something that I've never left, and I'm never going to leave. This is going to be forever. Like Ashwini and menstrual health and hygiene go hand in hand. This is the identity that I've created, and I want this identity to remain forever. Thank you so much for inviting me to talk.
Thank you, Ashwini. And it's lovely to hear your experience, and I think that that goes with most of us, that
I mean, I should also say that Ashwini is a mother to a boy, and she is raising him in a very different way. And yeah, so she shares about it sometimes, how she very openly talks to him about menstrual health and many other taboo topics. So I think it's very interesting to see how our personal journeys, I mean, how they are related to the work we do in menstrual health, and also the menstrual health work that we do. It impacts our personal journeys. So we cannot really separate that, I feel. And it's lovely when people take it positively. I know it is not always taken positively, and it's not easy, but when people try to work over it, it's beautiful, it's amazing. So thank you, Ashwini. I will move to Kavya now. Kavya, you have been asking everyone's journey now. How
Yeah.
about you share your journey and tell us about how you started 13 years back?
Okay. So, for me, the journey started actually when I was in college, the journey into the space. I was studying at IIT Madras, and I was doing my environmental engineering, and I was a person who had very less bleeding, or I had PCOS, so I had very, very less bleeding. So for me, it was like, not more than 2 or 3 times, or even 4 times in a year that I got my period. So it was like, something I would just remember if I see the bleeding on my dress. And sometimes if I sweat and, my pants get wet because of sweating, like, okay, did it come? That was my attitude towards periods at that time. And what happened was in our college, one day we saw that the hostel complexes have this space where you collect all the pads and then the housekeeping take it and then they burn it. And I was very naive and thinking that, being a technologically advanced college, we must have some advanced technology. So I also never bothered about it. But one day the trapdoor got opened and monkeys, our campus has a lot of monkeys, they took it out, dogs took it out, the entire blood strewn pads and the cotton and everything, the cellulose, everything was everywhere. And being one of the responsible students, not just because I was responsible, like I had some role there, I was a hostel secretary. I had to take, I was given the responsibility of addressing this. And that is when I realized that even in a technologically advanced college, this is not being taken care of. And that's when I thought, okay, my education as an environmental engineer, let's come out with innovations and better products. And I started looking out for options. I heard about cups and I was like, okay, this just cannot be me. I just didn't want to think about cups. Like one article here or there, somewhere I read it and I'm like, okay, that's not happening. And then I was like, okay, biodegradable pads should be the way. And then I started, actually, that was where my journey was very important because I started with designing a biodegradable sanitary napkin and had given it to the Department of Biotechnology for approval and as an innovation and everything. So all this, so my first year of interest into the space was from the point of being a researcher and, as an innovator. And that is where I was focusing all my energy. And then I realized that, you really can't, how do I collect it? Because if I need to, biodegrade it, then I have to go collect it. Then I have to talk to people that see this product, you don't throw it away, you collect it separately. And then I realized that I have to talk to people about this. And that was so difficult. Like now, if you know me, now if you see me, you'll never think that I would have difficulty talking about menstruation. But that time it was very difficult, even for getting funding. I couldn't speak at different venues. I just couldn't speak about this topic. And then initially, I thought that's why my product failed. But I realized that it's not because of that. It's because the system cannot really work that way. And a lot of other ideas. And then I thought of using cloth and I just couldn't accept cloth. I couldn't accept cup. And that's when I realized there was so much of stigma. And that's when I realized I was very happy that I was not even having proper menstrual cycle. So, and then the stigma and that hurt and everything was so deep within me. So for me, it was a personal journey of accepting my body, knowing my body, going through all this journey, understanding different products, starting to use different products. So it was life changing. And for me, even from a point of where for me getting 3 or 4 periods in a year was a huge thing, to having every month periods, because I could heal my PCOS. That is why I call myself a therapist. I got to learn about therapy, Viva method, all of that. So my journey, for me, I would say that it was all, a lot of initially stigma, and later, like Ashwini, I would also choose that word selfish, to understand my own body, to overcome my own stigma. That is where this whole journey has been. And now, being here, being in this space, working, and even like I've had this incident of when I had to stop using uh, cloth pad in between because of some reason. And then I had to stop using cup because I had an accident. And then for next 8 months, my hand wouldn't work. I just couldn't insert a cup. Like I just can't do it with my left hand. So with my right hand, it just couldn't happen. So all these changes, all these personal confusions, dilemmas, all of these actually have shaped my journey and made it easy and difficult. But one thing I know is it's been so long, and I'm here to stay. And every 2 3 years, I think I have this epiphany. Okay, now this issue is solved, so we can stop working in this. And then we again see news, again we see issues, again we see this is an important discussion. So I think this topic is not going to go anytime away soon, but there all of us have seen a lot of positive changes, and this is us manifesting for more positive changes here. Thank you. I think I took a lot of time, but then yeah, I
No,
just
it's
couldn't
okay.
stop.
So yes, really important points that you shared, and thank you for sharing those. I just wanted to add one thing, and when you were sharing about your own journey about health and other things, so something that that shaped my journey as well. I forgot to share previously is that I have mental health issues. Then they change my cycle very much. They impact my cycle very much, and there has been researches happening over that. So that is something that made me read about it. And over the years, what happened is, I mean, in 2017, I came to know that I have mental health issues. Then later in 21, where after I got COVID, like 2 times I got COVID, and my health, like mental and physical health, really was hitting lows. So at that time, I came to know that I also have premenstrual dysphoric disorder. Like I have been living with that
PMD.
condition. Yes, PMDD. So again, that shaped my work a lot. I started being vocal about it in my sessions, and I also started reading about it. I joined one support group. So, even I started to feel seen and validated. And yeah, this whole having this community of people working on menstrual health, and it's a beautiful community where people hold space for each other, where people listen to each other. So I think that has been really fantastic for me, where I could talk about my concerns. People pushed me to take therapy or seek help, because for PMDD, I remember I was talking to one friend, and she really pushed me that, Rajasi, this does not seem like a normal PMS you're talking about. This seems like something else. And that is how I got my diagnosis. So yeah, it's really important that we, even as as educators, face issues in talking about our own issues at times. So how this community takes care for each of each other, looks out for each other, I think that is just amazing. Okay, I will not speak much about this. We have to go for round two, but before that, I had asked Naz Farheen if she wants to talk about her journey. So I invite her to talk about her work. They are doing some amazing work across India. Over to you, Naz.
Thank you so much, Rajasi and Kavya, for having this space for all of us today. I am Naz Farheen, or Farheen Naz. Naz is my last name. People, with love call me Naz because it's short and sweet. So you can also call
Oh,
me.
I'm sorry, I took it wrong.
No, that's really okay, completely okay. So I am from Delhi, and I started my journey in the menstrual health and hygiene space back in 2018. While I was dealing with the questions of my menstrual health, back in some 1990, late 1990s when it started. I got my first period, and I did not get my answers for all the questions that were there in my mind. And it had always been a struggle to deal with all those questions not being answered. And when in 2018, I started working with an NGO, I started taking sessions on menstrual health and hygiene, the open discussion space with boys and girls to break stigmas and taboos, all those things. And later, when COVID hit, I started working with my brother to volunteer for this online campaign that was, collecting donations for the daily wages. And while during second wave, we were on ground to distribute the ration kits, a lady came to me asking for an extra sanitary pad packet. Though I was working in this space for almost 2, 3 years then, but then never realized that a ration kit having a single pad of sanitary pad would not suffice for even one person. Then forget about the rest of the 2, 3 people who might be there in a family. And so this triggered the conversation and thought that we came back, and the words, kept resounding in my ears, saying that, राशन तो सब बांट रहे हैं, पैड कोई नहीं बांट रहा, यहाँ खाने के पैसे नहीं हैं, तो पैड कहाँ से लाएंगे? And this triggered us so much that we came back, and my brother, asked me to start an organization working in this field in Delhi. And so we established We the Change in 2021, and I got myself educated as a menstrual coach, and began my journey in this space, making sure that we are aligning ourselves with sustainability in period education. And I made sure that the pads that we are distributing and the menstrual hygiene kits that we are distributing should have products that have sustainability as an element to them. We begin with these Kishori pads that are available at the Jan Aushadhi Kendras, but the experience with them was not so great. Though they were oxo-biodegradable pads, but the experience of the menstruators was not so great, and came across this pad, which is a biocompostable pad, is a bamboo-based pad. And then now we have started manufacturing it, and we have donated these pads to more than 15,000 people in 17 states of India. And now we are moving to Africa as well with our initiative. So in the last 2.5 years or close to 3 years, we have touched the lives of 40,000 people in India, in the rural, tribal, urban slums, elite urban, not leaving behind universities, schools, colleges, representing India on international platforms, including Africa and now Miami, to making sure that there is a comparative study of the problems, the challenges that menstruators face in the different parts of the world, and bringing everyone together. I'm happy that that lady. I'm thankful to the lady for coming to me and asking or posing that question to me. So I, I could see myself working in this space now, and I'm here today to know about the journeys of people who share the same space, and see how can we connect, collaborate, contribute to each other, support each other. We have these comic books that are available in 14 different languages. We have extensively been working in the state of Maharashtra, Kashmir, Delhi, Northeast states, West Bengal, Tamil Nadu. And we look for people who would want to be a part of this journey with We the Change, and in whatever way we can support them, we are available for that. So thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to share about We the Change and what we are doing.
Thank you so much, Farheen for sharing your journey. And I had seen you sharing about a little bit about your work on the Masika Mahotsav group, and I'm glad you joined and shared about your work. And I think it's really important. Even we as educators get space to talk and listen to each other, and I'm glad all of the educators have joined here. Uh, so um, um, so I will. We are actually going to the round two now. So round one was of discussion was about our personal journey and how menstrual health. Our own journey as a menstruator has affected our work. So now the round two is about the policy and what work has happening. What work has happened. Related to the space in policy related space, and also what we want to see in next 10 years. So we will discuss that as well. I hope people have time to sit for some 15-20 minutes more. uh, if we have more time, then we can hear other people's journey also. Like we have Leena ji, Sangeeta ji, Aruna ji, who are yet to share. If they are interested, if you can briefly tell about your journey. Um, Anyone wants to speak, and then we can move to round two. We will. I know it's already late and post your dinner time, so we will not keep it really long. Leena ji,
Hi, ma'am. Good evening. Am I audible?
you go next.
Okay. Actually,
Yes,
I'm
you are.
just a beginner and I'm a teacher by profession for the past 10 years. Uh, just inquisitive, and if I can do something for the society, on that interest, I've joined in. I don't have much of a personal journey on this area specifically, but being a teacher, I always felt it. We should break this taboo, and it should, the education should be given to the children of the next generation, especially because while we see development in all other areas, I find this to be somewhere at the back lane still. So, as a teacher, I just wanted to see what I can do. I joined very late, also. I'm very sorry. There was a power shutdown in my place, so I missed a lot.
Oh,
But still, I will just be here to see what best I can do uh, with all of you together. Thank you. Thank you so much.
thank you.
Okay,
Thank you
sure.
for
Thank you.
joining. Sangeeta ji has some network issues, so no worries, Sangeeta ji. If at any point you feel like sharing, just drop a message and we will make sure that you also get to speak. Um, then, Aruna ji, do you want to share something, share about your journey? Aruna Nandakumar, are you there?
She's not there. Yeah.
Oh, she just
Yes.
unmuted.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Yeah.
Hello.
yes. Uh, I am 50 years old now. My journey, my journey started. I am just today. I listen. What are all you told? Just I listen. Next time I discuss everything. My mind is all children, young people are quickly age attended. So I'm very
Mm-hmm.
much worried because of the food habit, I think. All chemical, pesticides, food they eat, junk foods, and that my opinion is all of going for good fresh fruits, fresh vegetables, going organic food they eat. It will be correct in periodic and that type. I think many ideas. And next time I can tell you, ma'am. My
No worries, no
journey,
worries.
my life. I'm not frequently talking English, but I have a lot of thing in my mind. Next time I write it, explain everything, ma'am.
No worries, no worries.
What is the language that you prefer, Aruna ji?
Tamil.
Okay, okay,
Sure.
Tamil.
okay,
Sure.
okay,
Great. Yeah.
okay. Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Aruna ji.
Can,
So Kavya, shall
can,
we do the round two?
We
Actually,
all
Arun ji is
have,
there.
huh.
So Arun ji is a non-menstruator, so I thought we will ask him the
Yeah, with the next question, we can start with
next question. He can start with those. Arun ji, are you okay with that?
Yeah, sure,
yes.
absolutely, absolutely.
Thank you, Arun ji, for joining. It was very last minute, but I'm glad you could make it.
No, it's a pleasure. It's the first time I'm joining anything like this. Normally, but I'm so glad. I was enjoying the conversations, listening to fascinating stories, and what all great work everybody's doing. So that's great. Please carry on. But yeah, thank you for accommodating me here. I love it. Yeah.
Arun ji, it would be great if you talk a bit about your journey and what you saw over the years. I mean, though, like one question is not relevant to you, but you can, of course, speak about the other ones.
Yeah, sure. Uh, so I started an organization called Pinkish Foundation. We are a grassroots NGO working only on MHHM across India. We just completed our 7 years. 1st of May is incidentally our anniversary for the organization. I was into the IT industry and a businessman. I was associate director with Dell Computers 7 years back when my 16 years old daughter, an incident happened and she saw a blood stain on our household helps dress, and then she got absolutely worried about it, started speaking to me, and then she requested help. She said, I want to work towards this. So as a loving father, I started helping her. But then this, when I started researching, I found so many things. Uh, I kind of quit all the things and I started Pinkish Foundation. So we are basically we work on grassroots in rural areas, border areas, all tribal areas, Chhattisgarh with Indian Army, with BSF, with schools. On an average, every day we do some 16 to 20 sessions, menstrual workshops. We distribute sanitary pads. We manufacture sanitary pads. We have great partnerships with companies like PNG, Flipkart, Boston Consulting, KPMG, etc., who support us, and that's what we do, right? So primarily the whole idea, our theme is basically somewhere. So we are product agnostic. We promote cups as much as pads, as much as biodegradable pads, as much as clothes pads, everything, right? Period panties, etc. But the basic theme that we work on is awareness and education. We have created hundreds and hundreds of menstrual educators. We work with all colleges in Delhi, a lot of other colleges, Berkeley University in the US, and so we train them and we help them with pads, etc., so that they can conduct these sessions also. And the whole idea is that if see, one of the biggest thing, as I have seen, of course, there's a remarkable change which has happened on the ground. It's more easier to talk about the subject. People are more accommodating. Uh, and the biggest thought in my mind when I am working on this is that one of the biggest reason when I was young, I remember there was this TV ads somewhere around 1990s, 91s, and they started showing sanitary stay freeze and those kind of and I would just not understand what it is. One fine day, with a lot of courage, I asked my mom and two sisters, "What is this?" And they looked at me like I'm a villain. I'm a Prem Chopra, right? Why did I ask that question? They were so offended, and only later after my marriage I realized properly what menstruation is, right? And even very little of that. It is a blood thing and a 5-day thing. And I felt very a victim of the fact that when I asked, nobody told me. Nobody told me in school. Nobody told me. My family did not tell me. Even when I asked, how am I expected as a man to support my wife and a daughter? Right? So rather than men always being taken as uh, 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 the non-considerate kinds, My thing was, no, we are victim of the fact. You didn't teach us, so don't expect us to kind of support, because that's what I learned from my friends. And somebody would say, लाल बहादुर शास्त्री आ गए हैं, तो अब तो लाल बहादुर शास्त्री समझ में आएगा ना, मतलब that लाल color is equating there. Well, you understand? Anyhow, so my thing is, if, because even today's mothers, even in the urban areas, we see everywhere, because they were not educated on menstruation properly, they are not doing the same thing for their daughters, right? It's a discovery for a very select few, though they have opened up a lot. But every year we produce, there are some 2 to 2.5 crore girls who hit menarche every year. And if we create a mechanism by which, if all these girls for the next 10 years are taught at the right time in the rural areas, the remotest of areas, that periods are normal, you can talk about it. This is how you can take care of your body needs. Even a right kind of a cloth will also do if done it rightly, washed properly, hanged properly, whatever you have. So thing is, the next generation of women will never know that this was something to be shy about, right? This is something that I can't talk about it. And that would be a huge empowerment, in the sense that once they know, because we have a lot of doctors on our panels, the gynecologists, and they tell us women do not talk. When they come to them with some kind of infections, etc., they come in such a bad state that it's really hurts. Why couldn't she come earlier? Because they'll keep on hiding it. And that is what we are working towards. I see a lot of change happening. We are able to kind of reach out to larger area. In terms of policies, I would say, still, at least the first thing that the nation needs to do is to make sure that the sanitary products reach every school. Do that, right? The quality is poor. The government kind of supports some numbers, put some budget, but eventually, because we work on the ground, we don't see those pads reaching anywhere. Very, very, very select few. A lot of money goes into incinerators and things, but I've seen a lot. I am still to, and every day we go to 20 schools, rural schools. I'm still to see one school with incinerator functioning, right? That is the status which needs to change. So okay, we can talk about it, but thank you for giving me my slot. Happy to be here. That's so nice.
Amazing. Thank you. Uh, Rajasi, are you there?
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Do you want to
Yes,
discuss
yes.
about what
My
changed?
network is poor.
Okay, yeah. So which is why you've switched off the video. I understand
Yeah,
totally.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So I think I'll start with you to tell us about what policy change you would want to see now after 10 years.
Okay. Um, it's a very big thing to talk about. But one good thing that has happened just last year is that a draft of policy has come. So now the thing is, we have to make that policy very inclusive, and we have to broaden it a bit. So we should not keep it restrictive, as in, so like so much variety of people have joined here. We all are working in so many capacities. So the policy should be such which would help us, support us, all of us, the work we are doing, the different kinds of things
Yeah.
we are doing. So so I mean, I
About
don't have
all
a
the
definite answer
stakeholders,
right
not
now.
just the end users,
Yes.
right? Yeah, I think
Yes.
because having such a
So
long experience,
as
you are
you
able to say
rightly
this very important point.
Yes, yes. So we need to be careful of, I mean, how we are implementing it, who all are involved in that. So I think we need to focus on that as well. And other part is, sorry, I think someone is okay.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah,
Someone, yeah,
done,
okay.
done.
So okay. So one thing is about including people while doing the decision making also. So frankly speaking, I do not have a definite answer right now, But I think even the policy, whatever that we want to implement, I mean, it's going to be a very big process, is what I see, because India being a really diverse country with so many diverse initiatives happening in India. So that is one thing. I will talk about what I want to see in 10 years. So, I mean,
Rajasri, I also would
so
like to ask you specifically because you mentioned PMDD, and that's something which a lot of us may not even, think of or have access to also. So, with that background, also, maybe if you could add in something, I think, apart from your experience as a person who experienced it, more about, how difficult it is to access help and also, to even understand that this is an issue that you're going through. I think that also would be a very important addition.
yes, yes. Actually, I was going to say that the
Uh,
policy and many other things do not include such things. So we need to include that the menstrual health education that we are doing, we have to include all these things also. So we will have to touch upon various disorders, be it PCOS, be it PMDD, or even other disorders that exist, endometriosis and other things. So I think we need to start creating awareness about this topic so that people get to know that these things exist. And so, like PCOS now, slowly people, at least they know the term. They can Google it at least, or they will ask someone, they will speak to someone. So slowly now people with PCOS are able to access resources. So same way we will have to, uh, make these terms, very common, like endometriosis and PMDD, so that people can talk about it, they hear it, they remember it. And so I think it's really difficult to find people who will help you manage symptoms of premenstrual disorders, because the awareness is very low. I mean, the gynecs I have spoken to in past, or even the psychiatrists I have worked with, they have very limited knowledge of this topic. And even I tried if I can get it, but it was too expensive and I couldn't afford it. So yeah, I've been still searching for a therapist, and this is a story of so many people
you're
across
right.
India, that they don't know, they get their diagnosis very late, and they also do not know where to access the resources. So
Yeah,
yeah, when we are talking about policy and we are talking about next 10 years, I think this is also something we will have to include in our work.
amazing. Amazing. I think that was also very important. And Amiji, can I get you to tell us what do you think now after 10 years of MHD celebrations, what do you think should be included in the policy?
I think the person with disability and that special need people also should be included in this policy document. And I think
Okay.
the accessibility, the government policy only talks about distribution of the pads, disposable pads. I think that can be more inclusive in the sense that the all other options are also given the due importance and availability, and their availability through government networks or channels, whatever. It should have a place in the policy. And another thing is that there is a discrepancy in the uh, what we say subsidy that is given to the various menstrual health products. So that should be a uniformity in the policy, that it should be available to all the options available, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And another thing is that the menstrual education is given only to the women. I think that should also change. And it should be inclusive for the man too. Okay.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Great. Short and sweet and crisp, and but then all amazing points. And we have Meenakshi Bharat here. Meenakshi ji, you would, I think everyone knows you have an amazing history here as a gynec and also being part of a lot of the movements, a lot of products and everything. So, and also because it's a bit late, I'm not really asking you to talk about your journey in this space, but rather it would be great if you could share what do you envision for this space, because you come with such a great experience in this space for all of us to know and share. And it's a pleasure seeing you after a long time here.
I would like to say is that we need to encourage more women, that means women more than 20 years of age, to start using the menstrual cup. Because the inhibitions that they have are all in their mind and not really down in the body, down under, like they say. So if we can ask them to use and get over their inhibitions, then that's the best product that is available in the market at this point of time. And I think that it makes the periods really, really comfortable. And I know all of you are young people who've been using it and finding your periods so comfortable. Unfortunately, I had attained menopause when I discovered the menstrual cup, but that is the way forward. And if all the women between 20 and 50 start using the menstrual cup, then they will inspire their children, daughters-in-law, whoever, to start using it. And that will make a sea change. And when I talk about sea change, I'm talking about how Kodak film and photography changed the moment digital photography came into being. So I am equating the usage of the menstrual cup to the disappearance of the Kodak film and digital imagery starting. So this is my vision for the next 10 years, that every woman in India is aware, and every woman in the world is aware, that there is something called as a menstrual cup, which will help her to have wonderful periods and happy periods, comfortable periods, cost-effective periods, and stop worrying about all the things that are, negative being said. And I think a lot of the negative stuff that is coming from the people who are actually, manufacturing the disposable sanitary napkins. They need to step back and see that they're not doing the world any good. The disposable sanitary napkin doesn't disintegrate even in 500 years. It just becomes microplastic. So if they are thinking of their own health, let alone just the health of their pockets, they need to stop producing disposable sanitary napkins, disposable diapers for that matter, and go to reusables, which will be good for the health of the woman, the health of the child. And that is the reason why I think we all need to together move and make this mission of women using, and women who are 20 plus are the low hanging fruit. So we need to change them first before we look at the younger, adolescents. Adolescents will change if their mothers have changed, if their grandmothers have changed. Adolescents will change automatically, because that is what will be taught to them by their mothers. Right?
Yes, yes. Yes, I think that's a very important one, because especially a lot of us working with adolescents keep wondering how best to, give them the right information. So I think that is also, I mean, that's one of the most important areas to intervene. So amazing. Thank you. Thanks a lot, ma'am, for that bit
Thank
of
you.
information. It is amazing seeing you after a long time, especially
I
me.
know.
Yeah, yeah. Great. And I think
We can, you can also share, and then we can ask Farheen ji also later.
yes,
So
yes, yes,
maybe
yes.
you can
So,
share first.
sure. So, I think one thing for me over the years, one thing which I feel is important is creating space for educators, because I think educators have been working in this space and also still not sure where their position is in this space, especially because over the years, working with educators, training more educators, and then, when they also ask after a point, what? So that kind of becomes very difficult. So for me, because I started my journey as an educator, over the years, I've changed to doing other things also, but there are a lot of people who are still focusing on being an educator. And I think the value of having an educator is amazing because you can keep on bringing products, you can keep on bringing policies, but who takes it to the last mile and who takes the right information? Both are important. So I think that way, having the space for educators, having a forum for them, I think that is very important. I think even today, this discussion, now it's not for nearly, it's now going to be nearly 2 hours, but we thought we'll crisply have it only for max 1 hour. I think it was important because whoever was here who came and left and came and left, everyone has been an educator at some point in their journey. And I think for all of them, this even just talking and having this reconnect was very important.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is what I would really love to focus and Farheen to you.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you so much again. I think that the change that I look at in the next 10 years to come is destigmatizing period, of course, but making this space more inclusive in terms of normalizing periods. And my motive is to make the first period experience a happy period experience for the adolescent menstruators, and also making sure that people know that it's not just females that bleed, but there are other categories as well who bleed, and we should make inclusive spaces for them, and should deal with all these things with sensitivity. Since I strongly believe in sustainable menstrual products, but I cannot deny the fact that these menstrual products are not available in the far-flung areas of the places that we have in the territory of India. And so educating people about all the menstrual products that are available in their vicinity, and making sure that they know the pros and cons of it, and accordingly manage their menstrual health. We don't want to see more and more of cervical cancer cases, and we would not want to die just because we were not educated or being told about the importance of menstrual health and hygiene, and also the basics of, I believe it's connected, the basics of sexual and reproductive health, and how can we take care of ourselves and the sexual pleasures that we see in our lives. So this is what I see in the next 10 years. Thank you.
Thank you, amazing.
Thank you. Yeah. Anyone
Rajasi, I
else
think
wants to
Rajasi's
add?
network again.
Taking this opportunity to say hi to Meenakshi ji. I met her in Conclave, and ma'am, I follow your work, and I'm a biggest fan of yours. Please, let's get in touch. I have been trying to get in touch with you. So with this medium, let's connect.
Yeah, thank you very much. And I'm always available on my phone. That's the
Sure.
only way to get me.
I'll leave a message again.
Sure.
Great.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you. So I think it's been a wonderful uh,
So,
kind of,
Bhavya,
yeah, please,
I
please.
just wanted to say that we need to get away when we speak to the women who are 20 plus and who are, when they are 30, their mothers, and we need to tell them that the hymen has a hole in it which is there from birth. The hymen is
Yeah.
not imperforate. The hymen is not an intact membrane, but that the hymen has a hole, and if you are bleeding, that means that hole is present. So if we remove the myth about the rupture of the hymen happening at the time of first intercourse, then we would be doing a great service to women at large, and especially to the younger girls. If they understand that and the mothers are there to explain, then we'll be able to achieve a lot more without having that, myth about the hymen being intact.
Yes. Yes, yes, a very, very important one. I think it's a very important discussion every time we speak this. I think we should every time say this. Thank you. Thanks again, Dr. Bharat, for reiterating that it's so important. I think that's a great start
Thank you.
to this season of menstruation, MH Day, and MH celebrations. So thanks
Yes.
each and every one of you for being here. Thanks a lot, Rajasi, for handling that initial hiccup so well. So thank you, everyone. It's been an amazing day, and thanks for being here. Thanks for joining, and we are having more. Rajasi and myself, we will be hosting more such events where we get to discuss more and share a more sustainable way for all of us to keep moving in this field. Thank you, each and every one of you,
Yes.
once again.
Thank you.
Bye.
Also, we have recorded this event, and if you all are consenting to this, we would like to share this on YouTube. If you all are okay, just let us.
Sure,
If you are not okay, just let us know.
sure,
Yeah.
sure. Go
No
ahead.
problem. Go ahead.
Yes. Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay.
Yes, yes. Okay, okay.
Thank you again. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Bye. Have a good night.
You too. Bye. Good night.
Bye. Bye.
I realized the time.